to ask you what is, let's make it about me. What do you like playing about me, and maybe what do you find challenging about playing with me?
Well, I like playing with you because I have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
And that's also the challenging thing, isn't it?
That's also the challenging thing, yeah. I never know what you're doing. And I try to like hear and be like, I think he's doing this, and then I'll test it out. And then usually I'm wrong, but then it creates something cool.
You think you're wrong?
Well, no, like as in usually it's not what you were doing, but I'll try and do it.
Okay.
But then it'll create something else, which works out to be, cool, I guess. And I like that you are so exploratory with sound, and with your approach to the instrument is so unorthodox, and I think that's really cool. I think it's really cool. You're like a sound artist.
Oh.
Obviously you're an amazing musician as well. Like, if anyone has seen Josh actually like playing like normally, you're also like amazing. But then I feel like what you do is like you're a sound artist.
Yeah, right.
Like art with sounds.
Do I play normally? I don't know if I do.
I mean, you can.
I sometimes play with melody and stuff.
Yeah. You can totally.
I feel like I've been playing with weird ways of playing for so long that I actually don't know if I'm that confident in playing normally. And so I like playing with you because you are proficient in, to the max. So I don't know. So that means I can suddenly I can just be weird because suddenly I've got a role within the darkness and the light, or I can just be the weird bed of sound, and you can take on the role of being the more intelligible music, compared. I don't know. So we don't always stick to those roles, but I quite like the combination that we do. I feel like you can do things which, of course, I can't do. Perhaps I do things which you don't understand.
You did get an Evo recently.
Yes, and now I don't.
You're kind of taking over. You're kind of on my turf now. That means I get to do more like percussion-y, pitsy, more other sounds, which is great.
Do you get to do that very often in your classical role? Probably never, really.
Yeah, sometimes.
You do the birding, the seagull sounds, but that's limited, isn't it?
Yeah, but like in terms of like pizzicato, I really like pizzicato. I really like the sound of strings done pizzicato, and it's not done often enough. And usually, with a guitar, it just like
The guitar's got
but
the
like
pizzicato.
you're doing it, so I'm like, well, how do I offset your pizzicato, your environmental impact of pizzicato with some
environmental impact, like leaching toxic liquids into the lake.
No, just I guess. I guess we smooth each other out in some weird way.
Oh yeah.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I do. I think the other reason I enjoy playing with you is
we tend to go in very divergent.
Yeah, you pull me as probably, I don't know, maybe as much or just as those I pull.
Do you even listen to me, Josh?
Yeah, it probably sounds a bit like I don't sometimes, but yes, I do.
Actually, I just realised the other day.
Yeah.
Okay, this is very funny. So we've played numerous shows now.
Yeah.
And I just realised that, because sometimes I'm like I'll try and join you on a beat, and I'll try and do like a polyrhythm with it, and I'll be like, yeah, this is what he's doing. But then I'm like, is Josh even listening to me? He's not even playing in the the groove we're doing. And then I just realize that it's because you put that on a loop, and and so the loop machine is just doing its timing.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm always like, and it's hard because I'm like semi-acoustic, so I'm like violin sound here, so like sometimes to listen to you, and then I'm late slightly because I'm trying to gauge, I don't know.
Man, that sounds.
And if it's a slight little, you know, half a beat, you know, out, I'm just like, oh, hang on, yeah. So I just realised that it's not you not listening to me, it's because you chucked that thing on a loop, and I'm like, yeah.
So funny.
Trying to do it with you.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. All right.
I feel like you're more of a, and this is very
I don't
much
even
like
listen to my own beats sometimes.
Oh.
Sometimes I stick things on loops just as a kind of, like, it has a beat to it, but I'm doing something else again. So, but interesting. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I feel like this is very much how we are as people as well.
Okay.
Art
what's
reflecting life, or
art
imitating life. Life imitating art? I don't know.
That's
anyway.
nice.
But you're very much on the forefront of the beat.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a schlepper. I'm always at the...
What does schlepper mean?
You lived in Germany.
Yeah, but that's like Yiddish.
Schlepping.
Schlepping?
Being too slow. Taking your time. I love taking my time. And yeah, I find sometimes in our beat matching,
yeah,
I don't know if you can call it that, where we both feel the beat, you're like on the front foot and I'm usually a bit on the back foot. So sometimes I'm like, yeah, but that's good because it encourages me to be like, no, come on, be more active with, like, sometimes I find I'm a very reactive player in general. I guess being an orchestral musician, you generally have to be.
And when you play with other people, particularly when improvising, I think you probably listen to me more than I listen to you. I think I'm a lot more just.
And in real life too, yeah, I'm a really good listener, even though I just interrupted you. No, but like, yeah, no, it's true. I do enjoy listening to the other person, you know.
And you do. Yeah, I can feel it. Like the way I feel like you're conforming to what I'm doing a lot more than I'm conforming to what you're doing. But I do like it when we have our little arguments.
Oh yeah, then sometimes I'm just like,
no, we're not going that way, Josh. We're going this way, and it's like, and then I'm like, oh, she's not following me anymore. Oh, okay, come back.
I'm like, nope, my turn. Yeah, and that's fun too. Well, maybe we can do more today of where we flipped. Remember how we used to flip a coin for who started the
who started
and who followed or whatever. So maybe we can go back to that.
Okay. Have you got a coin? Since COVID, no one carries cash anymore. So, there's probably something around. We can flip
a bell.
Okay.
I don't think it will work. Obviously, gravity doesn't work like that.
No.
Yeah. Let's flip a magnet. Lol.
A loaded dice. You said you'd never been on, residencies, give or take. What's cool about being here?
Yes, well, yeah, I don't think I've ever had this amount of time in the space to just, like, the only thing that I'm here to do is explore.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
What we do. And yeah, it's like I don't ever give myself that permission even.
Yeah. As a
musician, I'm more of a working musician, as in, a technician, you know. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
It's like
classical machine, being dragged into recording studios, becoming part of an orchestra. They're all like, you've got a role. It's very structured.
Yeah, you've got to just
not so creative.
Yeah, whereas this is like, oh my god, I get to just make any sound I want on the violin. And yeah, sure, like, you know, I can do that at home, but often you don't.
You don't
give yourself the permission to, because
you got to learn the next piece for like next week, you know, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be learning other repertoire or just doing live stuff.
That's a shame.
The other things.
Does music feel like work sometimes?
Yes, but not as often as when, not so often now. As soon as I start, like COVID was really great for that because I just started learning pieces on piano and picking up the cello and like playing drums, and it's like, oh, that's so fun. I feel like I'm playing music.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then it makes me, when I come back to violin from that space, then it feels like I'm playing with it too.
Oh, so it's refreshed your love of the music. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, violin's like my little partner in crime. We're a team.
You're a team.
But sometimes I neglect it.
Well, yeah, we all do that. I neglect my guitar all the time. I pay for it though, because then my calluses disappear, and I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like Luke Plum's joke last night, if you were married to your guitar, it would divorce you.
Yeah.
My violin would have divorced me years ago, for sure.
You treat it pretty nicely. You're like, oh, I've got to take it out of the sun.
Yeah, that's true. But sometimes I'm like, nah, it's okay, it'll be fine.
Like, leave it in a hot car. Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, that wasn't.
Cut this, but
Yeah.
I accidentally left it in a hot car for like a week and a fucking half. Because I flew away and forgot. I came back and I saw it in the car and I was like, oh my god, I felt like those parents.
You're a bad parent. A bad dog mum.
Yeah, you're like, how did this happen? How did I forget? How did this slip? Like, oh god, it was horrible. It was the most awful feeling.
A replay. Any questions for me?
Yes. So, yeah, how do you feel that, and this is probably a boring question to you, but do you feel that do you approach making art through the sound dimension, similar to how you approach your visual art practice?
You mean like my drawing and paintings and stuff?
Yeah, and in your, storytelling and
sometimes
graphic.
I would say sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Almost always when I'm just drawing, I have non-verbal music playing, like the Necks, which the Necks in particular are a really great band because they just create this beautiful sound bed and creates a hypnotic state, which is actually really good for getting sometimes verbal work, like if you're writing with words or but just drawing, depending on what I'm doing. It's great for writing as well. I can't listen to words with music. Music with words when I'm writing, like it's just impossible. I prefer silence over that. But do I think of the music through sound? Sometimes, it depends. I did a lot of ink drawings last year on a residency in Cradle Mountain, and then after that for several months I was completing a lot of those works, and there were lots of really dense, heavy lines, and I was listening to a lot of heavy music and sort of somber, kind of throbbing, landscapey, cinematic style music, which I felt matched the mood that the paintings ink drawings were part of, and I felt like that was integrated in the artwork somehow. Comics are a bit different when I make comics because there's a lot of mechanics behind making comics, which probably aren't obvious to people who just read them because they feel a little effortless. But it's a very constructed art form. There's a lot of like, how does this panel hook into that panel? Where do I put the bubbles? There's a lot of like pieces, and you've got to have.
I don't think comics are easy to read.
Yeah, right. Some people don't find them easy to read.
I struggle, like as in, like it like. Yeah. Because there's both the dual coding. Like.
Yeah, some people struggle and other people don't. There's actually quite a.
Wow.
There's people who actually just can't deal with it, and some people find it way too busy because there's several images on the one page, and then other people who often have read comics from since they were a kid just fall into it really quickly. It's usually those people who think that they are quick to make, but they're really labour intensive. And there's something about the process which is labour intensive, which probably takes away some of the, like I have to work on it in silence, and I don't think of it necessarily in sound terms. Maybe until I get to a later stage where I'm doing the final art, perhaps. Probably depends on what's happening in the scene, or do I think about it with music? I certainly think about playing music with imagery. Like I think of imagery when I'm playing music.
Well, okay.
There's definitely a connection when
what
I'm.
kind of images are you thinking of?
Oh, I mean, maybe it's probably obvious, but like landscape or
Sounds like you're looking at like a Tom O'Hearn picture.
maybe. Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, big dicks and
like heaps of no. I'm
yeah, maybe.
joking.
Well, you know, that'd be fun.
No, that would be cool. Like, I mean,
That'd be
that's
very cool.
like, I mean, I'm just saying that's like sonically what it.
Oh, you reckon? That's what I'm painting with my musical playing.
Well, when it's like a.
Oh yeah, noise. Oh, industrial landscapes or often a bit of nature. I mean, like all of that stuff that we can see out the window over there, which the video can't see. I mean, that's all like. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's connections, but there are times when it's disconnected between.
Do you think that this is more of a statement?
Okay.
But I would like your input.
Okay.
So yeah, having this month to make music, and I'm just sort of staring this direction because it's like the ocean. So like I'm like
the video
looking,
can't
I'm
see
just
that.
like
There's a great view that way, and there's bush that way.
yeah, I'm just yeah.
Let's do it that way.
Yeah. So no, now it doesn't feel like I'm having a conversation.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm coming back. I'm coming.
I'll stare at the
okay,
ocean.
all right. I'll look at the ocean
We can
later.
swap. Yeah. So having this time just to be like, like really just tuning in to listen to sounds and exploring, you know, the limitations or just different boundaries of my own instrument and what we do together. Then when I was in the shower, I was listening to the sound of the water differently and the pipes and the cracks in the pipes and the taps. You know, it really affected the way. Like after doing this for a few days. Same when I I did this DJing thing on Ableton a few years ago. The Dark Mofo.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
You played classical. You did a DJ set of classical sets.
Yeah, but then like fucking it up. Fucking up the sounds with through Ableton, kind of modulating stuff. And then any sound I'd hear would have like this whole like be so. I don't know how to explain it. Just like full, like my ears will listen to anything, like even that creak of the chair, and it's got a full shape to it. It's got a texture and a you just like after your ears have been sort of primed in that way to be open to, so it makes life really interesting. And I was even standing out in the bush the other day, and after watching Ursula's Hirae.
How do you say it, Ursula? It's an Irish word.
Well, seeing that that superimpose. I don't know if you can call it superimposition.
Yeah, double exposed, superimposed sort of. Yeah.
Images, and then I was like staring at these branches and twigs and seeing them like in front of the sky. This sounds really wanky, but like just noticing that everything is kind of everything that we see has that quality of being like I don't know, I guess just like seeing things differently. And then I was like, maybe that's the point of art, to see, to stretch our senses, which is our connection to the physical world and all that.
Yeah, maybe.
One of. Not
one of.
the
Yeah,
I don't know.
there's no the point of art, is there? No. But yeah, Does it change my perception? I'm not sure if. Certainly, the last few days I'm primed just living here and, you know, being in the same house as you, and we're both here to do a certain task. I do find very quickly, and this is probably true of all residencies, that my brain is a bit more consumed with just this and not distracted by everyday life. So I do find that I'm thinking probably 80% of the time thinking about things that we could do, or how things that have been provoked by us and our exercises together here, like what we could achieve. Whether it's, I don't know if it's shifted my perception of everything outside, but it's certainly shifted my perception of everything inside my head. You know, like this is what we're here to do. You know, what are we here to do? Like that's, you know, what, or should we be doing something? No, chill out, you know. But that's cool. It's cool about the shower.
Yeah, listen in the shower next time.
It's got some notes, that particular shower, and if you turn the pressure up or down, that changes the notes. You work that out too. Yeah. It's like a really weird organ which has you have no control over.
And you're getting clean at the same time.
Oh my god, genius!
It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, that's been cool for me. I'm a bit like that though. Like sometimes when I play Minecraft for too long, then I start seeing the world as like bricks. If
I play Dr. Mario too much, I start seeing things falling from the sky. Like Tetris-y kind of objects. Yeah. Well, particularly when I'm just about to go to sleep, I'm like, oh god.
Oh
I
yeah.
can see all the coloured blocks.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, let's have another chat in a few days' time.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten sick of you yet. By the way.
Same.
For the record.
You know, and it's okay if you do get sick of me. Sometimes when people are thrust into a house together. We're in a band, but I don't know. You don't sign up for being housemates necessarily, do you?
No. But it's been pretty good. Pretty good.
It's been nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.